Oh, okay. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. Yeah, maybe I was on mute, I guess. So I'm really sorry, guys, for that. So I was just so this is the and thanks for pointing it out, Suraj, Shrestha, and everyone. So welcome, guys. This is Lakshat Pant, your AR creator for today, and I'll not teach you. I'll just give you a round of like how to make one, a basic or maybe a Valentine Day AR effect so that you can. Perfect. Thanks for the heads up, Krishna. So how can just because this is the month of love, and we are to make a AR effect for our loved ones is really great that you can do, and it really gives us immersive experiences. Through these immersive experiences, you can just show your love, and AR thing is all about your turning your imagination into the reality. And with this workshop, I have something. While I was scrolling through my mind, like through the ideas, like what should we make for this hackathon, I was having multiple thoughts, right? Like this could be, maybe if someone touches, or if we have two faces or something like this, then we can just make this AR effect work or something like this. But the Day is not same for everyone. So maybe if someone is in, someone so if you are distanced with someone, if you are in long distance or something like this, so how you're gonna try that AR effect? That highly illogical. So what we are going to do is today we are going to make a multi-peer AR effect that will, you can just video call someone, try this AR effect on video calling while on Instagram, on Messenger, or whatnot. You can just try it on, while video calling someone. So this is what we are going to do. And uh, okay, yeah, definitely. Can we create effects in chocolate? Yeah, yeah, sure. We can definitely try multi. So these are all the ideas that we can iterate upon. So that we have to think on that direction. That like what could be how this idea can be phrased into, or maybe transformed into an AR filter. For today's AR effect, we are going to go with the multi-peer AR, multi-peer API that gives us the ability to send us through the signal, or maybe send through the internet, because whenever you are trying some AR effect, when you for some generic AR effect. So by the way, the AR effect that I'm going to build is using the Meta Spark. We can't to one logo as it violates my. Yeah, so you can't add logos, right? So Manoj, that is absolutely right. So you can't put logos over there. That's fine. Maybe so. What you can you please elaborate your query, because I'm not able to get it, like what you are, yeah, what you are up to. So maybe so for today's year effect, I'm gonna use Metaspark to make the multi-peer API work, and we will make through it. We will try to put it on Instagram, and we will publish it, and then we will, because it's the most it's because Instagram is in vague, right? So we are going with it. And when it comes to multi-peer API and the AR effects, how it is a bit different from other AR effects, I'll just give you a quick round about it. uh, so maybe you can add in a thumbnail, or like thumbnail or whatnot, or maybe something like this, because it's something like Pluto's logo. So when it comes to the logo, definitely so if it's a trademark, so yeah, you can't put a logo inside a multi-peer AR effect. And it's so what we can do is you can just put something similar to it, not the exact logo, but you can put something round of it, maybe how you can just phrase it. So you can just put that link, or maybe that logo in the thumbnail or so, with the sponsored for this hackathon. So you can, okay, so there is a condition that we have to include Pluto One logo as they are sponsored for this hackathon. Yes, but we can't do that in, so it's fine, right? That's one of the case that you can just go with. But if you are not putting that logo, that is also fine, because you can't go, you can't violate the policies. These are the Metaspark policies, that you can't put a logo, or maybe some trademark, or maybe that that could breach the security or something like this. So it's fine if you don't want to put a logo, that is also fine. Okay, that's what I can say. And yeah, maybe you can just reach out, or maybe reply back to that mail, that and with your AR effect, that I can't put a logo because this is where it violates the Metaspark AR policies. But if you are working with Lens or so, then you can just do it for sure. When I was coming back to the circle, I was talking about the multi-peer AR effect. So how it is built different from the regular AR effects. When you are making a normal AR effect, maybe a face filter or maybe a hand gesture filter, any filter that you upload, or maybe so we are going to talk about Metaspark here today in this workshop only. So if I am just making any AR effect for Instagram or Facebook, or so there we are uploading in the Metaspark hub, right? We upload every AR effect on the Metaspark hub. It's the big giant database where our all AR effects are stored, and from there we are fetching some you know uh, AR effects. So it is already uploaded. Then whenever the people want to use it, they can use it because that is already uploaded, right? It's something like similar to playing some songs from YouTube. But when it comes to the multi-peer AR effects, it's something like you are sending some signal on the real time basis while video calling someone. So there some a channel is required because you are iterating through the internet connections, because you are dependent on the internet connections. You can try the AR effects without internet also, the normal AR effects without the internet also, but you can't run a multi-peer AR effects without having a network connection, because you need to put a signal over there. So how we are going to do that, and how it will, how we are what we are going to do, everything I'll just go I'll make you work. I'll teach you or maybe guide you in this workshop. So the I thought to make the assets, but I didn't make it because I want everything, because this is a 2-hour workshop. We have enough time to make it. So, and definitely I'll be using Canva for this. So let me just quickly share my screen. Just give me a minute. I'm quickly sharing my screen. So everything that we are going to do here in today's workshop will be live and will be hands-on. And so this is the Valentine's Day hackathon. You can just check it out over here. You can just check out the rules and whatnot, and all these so I was telling you about this. So I'm gonna make these assets using the Canva, and we are going to, so it's more like a game sort of thing. What we are going to do, so like am I the Valentine fit or not? Or so we are going to make okay. So I'm gonna go with this, create a design, Instagram story. And I hope my screen is visible to you all, right? So what we are going to do is, I just want maybe a rectangle, because we are going to make a game where we are just going to match the emojis, or maybe not the emojis. We are going to check if if the emojis matches, then then these two persons who are, or maybe these three persons who are in the, or maybe the four persons who are in the video call can play this game multiple times. It's all about the randomization that we are going to put in using these elements. So the simple thing that I'm going to do is, I just need a text box that glows something like this. So maybe I can use this one. Okay, and instead of this glow, what I can do this hmm, so let me just put some emojis over here. So we can just, first is this one, and then I'm just gonna scale the size a little bit more. So we are, so Canva is free of cost. So maybe you can just use these designs for free. So you can just use these templates for free. I just did a very simple thing. I just opened the Canva, I just tried the Instagram, or maybe the Instagram story thing. Then I'm just gonna use this one thing. Okay, the another asset that I need is, so we are going to make a game where we are going to match the emojis so that people can show their love using these, matching these emojis. So next could be this one, because this resembles the love. So I'm just gonna do a glow, and instead of this, I'm just gonna put some emojis right over here, like this one. And let's see what was the size of this. 566. Okay, so I'm just gonna 566. I'll just place it in between. So it's not like it's in between. Yeah, perfect. Now I'll just duplicate this, and instead of this emoji I'll put something else, maybe uh what we can do is we can do this. So okay, this is fine. I need another one. So I'll just duplicate this one as well. I'll just copy this and I'll just and rest what we can do is, so right now I'm just preparing some assets so that we can use these for our Valentine thing. So what assets I should go with? One next emoji I should go with, maybe because okay, so maybe yeah, someone is, maybe this could be the one, because yeah, okay, these four emojis. Okay, I just need one more. Okay, so I just need one more, so for this game. And so I'm gonna use this one. Perfect. So these are the five emojis that I'm gonna use, and I just need one more, page, so that we can just try this thing. So what we are going to do is, it will be a game sort of filter where a question will pop up. Let's match the emojis first so that we can just show this love. Okay. So what I will do, I'll just put this question over here. Can we match the emo can we match the emojis this Valentine? Okay, now I'll just quickly scale it to 150 or so. Perfect. So now what we can do is, I'm just gonna download all these assets. So download, and you can just change these. So these are some basic assets preparation, and you can just, using the Canva, I'm doing it, and you can just download whenever you want. It's totally fine. And I'm so I don't want any kind of background over there, while because it doesn't look good if I'll just put some rectangle and there it's gonna iterate the emoji. So I just want a simple emoji over there. So I don't want any sort of, what should I say, this any kind of rectangle where the or maybe where it should show me the emoji. So I'm gonna remove the background as well. So these are some basic things. So and now let's unzip this, extract all. So perfect. So here you go. So now all the assets are done. So we are done with the assets. So what we are going to do, I'm just gonna import all these assets into my Spark here. Now I need to open the Spark here Studio. Now if someone of you is very new with this Spark here thing, I'll just quickly open my Meta Spark here hub, and I'm working on 154th version. So maybe if anyone is working below that, I'll highly encourage to upgrade, because the previous versions, maybe 153 was very buggy version, and 152 was stable. And less than that, if you are really working on a former version, I'll encourage you to be on 154 version. So you can just these templates, you can any of these templates whatsoever you want. So I hope you all are aware of this. Like, you can just swap the assets between these templates and go with your AR effect. Okay, so we are going to make a video calling effect. So I'm gonna go with this one. Okay, the last widget that we can see over our screen. So this is something like, it already gives us the capability why these three boxes are here. The first one, the blank project, is for something when you don't have any idea like what capability you're going to use, right? The second one is for the the sharing effect is for when you are very clear that you are only going to publish it for the normal AR effects. Maybe when you are very clear that it's gonna be used only on Instagram, Facebook, and Messenger. It is not going to be used for video calling effects. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So, and the last one is for video calling. When you are using multiplayer thing, then you can use it. Okay, now what we are going is, you can see me okay, you can see my, so this is what real-time simulator looks like. So if you will see, this is what a real-time simulator looks like. And if I'll just show you this up, so this is, there are some some, I'll just give you a heads up around this. This is what we call a scene panel, where all our device camera, focal distances and everything lies. You can just play around with physics. So, a device is there because the first thing that we need to use the Instagram filter is the device. The second thing is the camera, because without the camera we can't use the Instagram effect. So this is why all these things are in the scene panel. Focal distance is there because every so this is very simple generic basic term used in physics. So camera do obliges the basic rules of physics. So about 25 centimeter you can see the objects clearly. So that's why these physics things are here, right? So now what we are going to do is I'll just quickly import the assets that I have just made using the Canva. So this was the folder, and I'll just quickly import these assets into the. And yeah, don't, so if you are, so maybe if you are using these Canva to, or maybe, or if you are making some more assets, don't ever, so these assets are something around assets, because some it happens multiple times, like you made all these assets by putting your a lots of efforts. Because when I do this back up, you have to keep this in your mind, because so I'm somehow really good and do the as used to do before. But yeah, still I'm going with the no compression thing. Now if you will see, the user is in the video calling experience, and now there are some, there are two things. So if I'll just, if I have to use this AR effect that I'm going to use, there are, if I'll use this in a Metaspark AR hub, or maybe Metaspark AR player, if I'll just do simple, there will be four. One will be this camera as well, because in the Spark Air Hub, this will be the one as well. Okay, so I'll show you in the later, like how it really works like. And so for this AR effect, what we are going to do is, uh, I need so what we need is maybe a face tracker. I can just go with the face tracker. So to see, these are some basic capability. So it's asking me that the face tracking capability for the video messenger, for messenger it's not available. So what I'll quickly do is I'll go to instructions. Okay, I'll go to the experiences, I'll edit messenger, and I'll quickly show it to done. Then you can just edit. So you can only use the face tracker in Instagram. You can't use a face tracker in messenger, right? So these are some, you have to keep this video and voice is like. So just give me a second. uh so shall I switch my internet maybe? So just give me a second, guys. I'm just switching my internet connection. Just give me a second. Let me quickly switch my internet connection so that we can go. Don't want this to be like this, but yeah, I hope it is fine now, because this internet is giving me some great speed. I hope it's fine for you guys now. Yeah, let me know if my screen is visible. I hope my screen is visible now. Krishna, just give me a heads up, guys, in the chat box if it's perfect for you guys. So I was telling you about this, like, you need a face tracker. So there are four target tracker, and there is also one like a plane tracker, but for the video calling effect you can't use a plane tracker. That's why plane capability is not suitable for video calling effect, because we have chosen the video calling effect here, but so the plane tracking capability is not used here. So what these trackers are, so face tracker is something when your feet tracked. So if you are moving this, so if I'll give you an example, so if I'll just give you this example, so right now you can see this, I have imported this plane over here. If I'm moving, the plane is static. The plane is not moving along with my face movement, right? the plane is not moving along my face movement, but if I'll just put inside the face tracker, now it will be moving. So this is how, we can see the, position of this is changing. So this is how it really works. So the face, it's tracking my face, and the plane is moving along as soon as I'm, the plane is moving as I'm, switching my face direction, or if I'm moving my face. So this is what it looks like. Now, so there are some couple of more things. If I'll give you, intro about this park, yeah, this is what we call a viewport. The one in between, you can see right over here. This box is called viewport, and put right here screen, and you can just switch between these if you want. If you don't want to use your faces, so these real-time simulations are here. So why these real-time simulations are here? I got this question multiple times, because you are making AR effects for peoples to use. So you are going to, and you don't know who are going to use your AR effects. So these different faces and different alignments are here, so that you can understand like how it's going to look on some other faces, how it's going to look on some other, a person wearing a turban, a person wearing a, maybe some specs, or maybe, so how it's going to look on different faces. That's why these simulations are here. Okay, now so switch, because I really feel comfortable while working with my camera only. Okay, so now if you will see, so I'm not gonna use so we can go with this plain tracker only, and we can do, now there are some three couple of modes right over here. And if I'll just show you this, just quickly open the pen so that I can make you understand what it looks like to, where exactly I'm working on and what I'm doing. So just give me a second, it's loading. So there are three things over here. Like the first is these this arrow signs in the viewport. In X, Y, and Z direction, you can just move it all the way along. If you want to do this, if you want to rotate it, you can just rotate it as well, like this. Like this, you can just rotate it as well in X, Y, and Z direction. And again, if you want to increase the size, the last one is for increasing the size in the viewport. If you want to increase in X direction, you can increase in Y direction. You can also increase in Z direction as well. So this is what it looks like. So these are the things, these three, and I was talking about this. So okay, I'm really sorry, guys. I just forgot to put my charger on. So yeah, maybe that's why my screen froze. Yeah, yeah, Tanu, I know, because I just forgot to put my charger on. That's why my laptop got switched off. I'm really sorry for that. And I'm resharing my screen again. So just give me a second. So I hope my screen is visible now, guys. It's visible, right? Yeah, perfect. So I'm just here up to, and just give me a second. Yeah, it's here. So I need to re-import the assets because these my the assets I haven't saved anything. So I'm just gonna re-upload everything. So these are the things assets I was using. So I can open these assets. So it's loading here. These all assets are here. I can just put the compression to none, though it doesn't do now, but it's fine. But we can go with this anytime. Next thing I was talking about the face tracker. So I just need a face tracker and I need to add the capabilities. So experiences, I should say, because I don't want it to run on Instagram. So I just did this. I just only want it to be on. Okay, I just let's put this only. And we were using plane. So here we go. So this is what we are at. And if you will see, I was telling about these three things. So this is how you can just change and increase the size. And also if you want, if you can scale the size, you can just you have this. If you want the pinpoint value, you can just change the scale, position, and rotation of these effects from the properties panel as well. Now there is some couple of more things like this is magic wand. I call this thing a magic wand because it do weird stuff. If I'll just click on this, it can just put something on the right position. If you are struggling to put something on the right position, maybe left cheek, right cheek, wherever you want, you can just directly choose these things here. And you don't want to, maybe if you are using patches, you don't need to search for right cheek, left cheek, or something like this, or maybe smile or look at all these things. You can just directly, if you want this to be on the forehead, so you can just simply click on the forehead and it will directly go to your forehead and the patch will be automatically created over here. So this is just for a reference. So these are some basic terminologies that I'm telling you, and rest the place in word space. So also if you don't want, so if you are making a plain text effect and if you are struggling with placing the AR thing in the word space, then you can just go with this one. And last one is animate. So you can spin, float, blink, pulse. Spin is you can just rotate this, and you can just now here by this thing you can just also maybe if you don't want it to be 360, you can just also make it 180 as well. So it will be rotating 180 degree now. And if you don't want it to be 180, if you only want it to be 90, you can just edit the properties like 90 and it will repeat again. So this is a kind of a loop animation you can go with. And the same goes with the pulse and blink. So it's rotating, then it's animation, then it's float, like it's go up and down, through and through. So it can go in multiple direction. And third is blink. So it will just blink suppose if I'll just show you this up, it will just vanish away for a second and it will come back. So this is what it is like a visible thing. For a there is a delay patch that has been added. You can just make it more clear. How it depends on what is your requirements. And the last one is pulse. So it pulse increases the size, or maybe decreases the size of uh, whatever you want to animate it. So if you want to increase the size, you can see it is pulsing now. So the size is increasing. Why the size is increasing? Because it is starting from 0.75 and it is excelling to 1.25. So this is what it is doing. So you can just play and animate all these things right from here. And for this I don't really want any of these, so I'll just quickly delete everything from here. Okay, now what we need, I'll just quickly add a material. So what does a material do? So there are three things. Okay, first is assets. So okay, so the first is a object, second is a material, third is an asset, and fourth is a textures. So how can we, okay, Saurav asked, how can we trigger a AR effect using hand gestures? So Saurav, for that kind of AR effects, you need to use a hand tracking capability. So if you want to trigger, if you want to, we are using a video calling effect. So the, for this, I guess, yeah, we for this the hand tracking capability is not available for this one. So what you can do is you can just try hand tracking capability. What it usually does is, simply, if you, it will just track your hands, and you can just pass the objects to someone else. So it will just track your hands, and as soon as it will track your hand, it will pass the object. Maybe if you want to trigger it, and you can increase the trigger by multiple patches, like not the console. And also, if anyone wants to, anyone, you can just where it is. You can just change the pulse pack. You can just send the pulse pack. You can just, so it will kind of trigger if you want to send this to another person or pass the object. Suppose this is the plane that I want, and I just want to pass this to another person. So what I can do, as soon as my hand appears, I just want this, you know, uh, triangle, or maybe the rectangle, or maybe the plane to switch to next person. So if hand is visible, so I can add this logic. If hand is if like, so instead, just assume this face tracker to be a hand tracker. If this is visible, then pass this to track face 2. So this is what it looks like. So this is how you can just make a logic over this. Okay. And there is one more question I just forgot. Is it necessary to use no, 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 not necessary, Tanu, because I feel comfort. I'm mostly work with Metaspark here. That's why I'm going with the Metaspark here thing. Okay, it's totally up to your choice what you're going to use. Okay, it's totally up to you. You can use Lens Studio. You can use maybe you can't use Effect House. So what's, it's totally up to your choice. That's totally fine, right? There is nothing like this. So okay, my screen was not visible. I'm really sorry. Yeah, I was telling you this. Okay, so now if you will see, this plane is here, and this plane is stacking my face. Now there are some couple of things that you need to understand. So in Spark here, there are these four things. First is object, second is assets, third is material, and fourth is textures. Now what is the science behind these assets? So I'll quickly explain you with some examples. So just understand it like this. So if you want to prepare some dish, maybe if you want to prepare any dish, if you want to cook something, right? So I'll just quickly explain with an example. If you want to cook something, you need some, maybe some utensils or maybe some ingredients to cook it. So how it goes, like if you want to prepare, or maybe if you want to prepare a coffee, right? If you want to prepare a coffee, first of all you need a vessel to prepare a coffee. So that vessel is the object right over here. Maybe the face checking capability, whatever object you are using, maybe the plane, rectangle, whatever you are using, that coffee machine or whatsoever you are using, that could be this plane. That, so this is the example that I'm telling you. Here you have to make a coffee, here you have to make a AR effect. Okay, for making an AR effect, you are first importing an object, and here for making an coffee, you are first bringing an coffee maker or maybe an utensils where you can make the coffee or blend the coffee. Okay, the next thing that you need is maybe the milk to prepare a coffee, and here the next thing you need is the material, a layer where you can just put something on. So why we need a material is, assume my body is an object, my skin is the material, my clothes are the textures. This is the simplest example I can give. So this is how it really works in, Metaspark or Hub. So these, so I'm just telling you for your reference, and the same goes, and rest the coffee and maybe some sugar and all these things are the secondary. These might be your assets. If you want to make a tea, you can just go with the tea. If you want to make a coffee, you can whatsoever brand coffee you want, you can just go with that only. So these are the textures, these are the assets that you can just swap on, and collection of all the textures is called assets. I hope these three terminologies are a bit understood to you. So now at this point of time, we have already imported our object, right? This plane is the object. And I'll highly encourage you, every time you import something in your Spark Studio, or maybe whatever you are using, you should, you should do the nomenclature, because it will really help you out. So I'll just give heads up. I'll just give it a name, heads up. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do, I have imported the object, my body is here, and I'm gonna give it a skin where I'm gonna apply some textures. So how I can give a skin, there are two ways. If you want to go with this, you can just go here, this plus option right over here, and you can just click on material, or you can just select your plane or whatsoever you are using, and in the right hand side in the properties panel, you can just go with this plus option. So these are two three things that you can just, there are multiple ways of doing something in the Spark here hub. I'm just using one thing right over here. Okay, the next thing is, now here comes multiple things in the materials. There are a bunch of properties that you need to understand, right? So there are two ways, like if you can go with this, you can just simply click on this one, you can choose the material, or you can just simply go here and click on the plus icon of the material. Okay, so there are two options available. Now you can see I have imported the material over here, and it really alters on the basis of your requirements. So if you will see right now, the plane is little bit shinier because it's set on standard, but as soon as I'll click on the flat, screen is not, I hope my screen is visible, right? Can you guys confirm if my screen is visible or not? Just give me heads up if my screen is visible or not. Shall I continue or shall I pause it right here? Maybe because for me it's visible. Maybe sounds like it's visible for me. Yeah, okay, perfect, perfect. Thank you guys, thank you. So what I was doing is I was telling you this. So in the shader type, there are some bunch of properties right over here, like standard, flat, physically based, face paint, blended, and shader assets. Now let's understand all of these. So what is flat? So as the name suggests, it's flat is something that plain, mean there is nothing, there is no reflection. So if you will see right now, the plane is little bit shinier because it's set on standard. But as soon as I'll click on the flat, you will see it goes white, it goes blunt. Why? Because there is no reflection involved in the flat shader type property. Okay, when you don't want any kind of reflection, then you can just go with the flat. Okay, next thing, when you want is some kind of reflection, then you can go with the standard one. Okay, third thing is physically based. So let's take it likewise. So right now I'm sitting in my room. Okay, I am having some bunch of lights over here. If I'll go outside of my room in the sunlight, the light will definitely change because sun is the most powerful source of light, right? So the when my physical position changes, the AR effect is also changing. My some properties, or some differences happening between the assets when you want to create some difference for the user when he switches the position, then you can just go with the physically based shader type property. Now face paint is something when you just, it's there's a name suggests, right? It's simply it will just paint your face. Now what is this blended? So it is the most interesting one right over here, the blended property. Why? Because when you want mixture of anything, like your environment texture plus your face texture, when you are, and your assets texture, when you want a mixture of all these three things, then you can go with the blended thing. Because so everyone has this blender in your home, mixer, grinder, blender in your home, right? So but we do it, how we use it, it's used when we use it to make something, we put some vegetables or maybe put some fruits over there to mix everything. So the same goes with hair. If you want to environment texture, face texture, or maybe whatever texture you're using, and the assets texture, if you want to blend everything in one whole, then you can just go with the blended texture. Now the shader, so if you will just, now if if you want to change it a real time shader property, so shader is something that comes at the bit advanced level. So if you, I really highly encourage you to guys learn the shader, because that's the best thing that I have done to my AR skills, to improve my AR skills. So because learn the shader for sure, because it will really help you out to make a really, to give a real time finish to your AR filter. Okay, and for today's AR effect, we are going with the flat option. Okay, now the next thing, let's come to the shader properties. So now what is this color and how this texture is changing? So if I'll just give you a quick example, so what this, so I'll just quickly make this invisible, and I'll just maybe what I will do, I'll quickly make a rectangle over here, and I'm making you understand the property of, I'll create a new material over here. Okay, texture person. Now if you will see, Okay, so now if you will see, if I'll just go to this material that I've imported, I'll just quickly go to flat. I'll choose the texture to camera texture, and I'll choose the alpha, and I'll choose the segmentation texture. Now, if you will see, this rectangle has been, segmented. It's segmenting my, I'm making my clone. Okay, this is how I'm just making my clone. So now it's segmenting my background. So what I'm gonna do is, so I'm just telling you the understanding the color thing. I have chosen the person segmentation. So now if I will change this color, if I'll just change this color, if you want to make the skin look color, you can just simply change the color like this. You can see right over here, or whatever you want. It's totally up to. So this is what a segmentation and a diffuse color looks like, and this is how you can just alter it between. Okay, so this is how we do it. Okay, so this is what I hope this is understood to you. And just quickly do the delete everything whatsoever I was doing. I'll just delete this because I don't need a canvas right over here. I'll make this visible. Okay, so okay, perfect. Now this is here, and if let's see if we have edited it or not. Okay, the properties, because capabilities, video calling, yeah, it's perfect. So done. So now I hope this material thing is being, this thing is clear to you, the color thing. Now the texture is simply something like, if you want the texture, the assets that you have imported, this is where it's gonna look. So if you can see, this is how it's gonna look. So now I have chosen this one only, and I can just place this right over my head like this, maybe a little bit in between, right? Yeah, so it looks like it's a tilted a little bit. So I'll quickly, perfect. So now what I will do, I'll just quickly increase the size of these assets. So I'll just pause this. I'll increase the, and this is a 2D text, so there is no sense of, increasing the depth of this texture. So I won't do it, because there is no sense that, if I'll just increase the depth. And there is one more thing. Okay, so let's understand this. So we are done with the texture thing. Now this environment, what are these, if you want to change the environment color, you can just add environment properties, then you can just go with this one. You can just change the texture, swap the texture between the environment and your texture. You can just swap this using the, checking the environment thing. Then you can just choose different color, or maybe texture that you want. So if you will see, it goes green, and the changes coming to this. If I'll just untick this, the now it's being the, so it's depending on the which environment you are in. So now this is how, this is what the environment. Now alpha is, so how shall I make you understand alpha? Okay, let's do it like this. I'll just do this, increase the size so that you can understand. Okay, so assume, assume this as a torch. Okay, and this is all dark. Okay, if I'll just, light this torch, and I'll just, put this torch, and if I'll just put my hand over it, you will see my, the image of hand will appear at the wall. If I'll do this, if I'll just light the torch here, the image of the hand will do appear in this wall right over here. So this is what the alpha property does. So it basically segments what is present. It basically segments what is present and shows what has been segmented. It segments the background. I hope this is very clear to you. अगर आप यहाँ पे torch को lit करेंगे, the my hand is there, it will show, it will, make it disappear, and it will show the image there in the wall. So this is how the alpha really works. And if you want to invert it, you can just invert it as well. Maybe if you don't want on the wall, if you want it on your hand only, then you can just invert this, this, the alpha property, right? Now there's some couple of more things, like if you want tiling options, rendering, if you, because we are not alpha mode is fine. If you want to, add, so these are some things when you are making an, face filters, then these blend mode are really suitable. Otherwise it hardly really, I really use these render options. Or render is something when you're working for, when you have these things, 3D assets. Could be anything, like it could be a ballroom kind of 3D asset, a car, or it could be anything that is made in Blender. There, if you want to change the property, if you want to multiply, if you want to, put something on the background opacity, there you can just use these blend properties. And obviously, opacity simple means how much, it's how much you want it to be look visible. Okay. Now, always, just mark my words, whenever you are dealing with only 2D assets, always switch off these two tick boxes. Why? Because we are not dealing with 3D here. We are not dealing with 3D here. So that is why I don't, because if you will understand this, so how I can make you understand? So okay, maybe a rectangle would work. So if I'll just put this rectangle over here and I'll just increase the size of this. So if we will see, if new material is over here, okay, this material is here, and if I'll just, okay, I don't want anything, I just maybe camera texture. I just wanted a camera texture. So what I can do, I'll just quickly click on the camera texture. So now you can see this. Now if I don't, select this render option, and I'll just quick uh, mesh. So after so this, you can see this is the layering stuff that you can see. The rendering is happening over here. And so there are two things. First is this the mesh is being hidden over the screen. There are 2-3 things that you need to understand. First is the layers. You need to understand how to work with the layers. So there are two chronologies when it comes to the layering thing. Now, when you are in the scene panel, the hierarchy works bottom to up. Means whatever is in at the bottom will come first. Because the rectangle is at the bottom, the rectangle will appear in the first. So if I'll just do this, if this is the rectangle and the face, rectangle will appear first because this is at bottom. Okay. Now if I what I will do, I'll just quickly, I'll do this. Now you can see again, I have changed the layer. Now the mesh should come at first, but still it is not coming at first. Why? Because of this rendering option, because of this depth option. So this is how you can just, understand these rendering stuff. So you need to be very careful when you are making these render options, right? Okay, now let's do, okay, we were here, okay, we have already done with this, we are already done with this. Now what I want to do is, I just want another plane over here. So what I will do, I'll just right click on it, and I'll just add object, and I need a plane where I'm gonna show the emojis maybe. Okay, and if anyone has any question, just let me know, guys. If anyone has any question, just let me know in the comment section. Okay, so now this plane is right over here, and I'll just put this plane like this. It's fine. I'll just, we will do something with the, maybe we will just adjust this while we are going to deal with the rendering option. Okay, so I need another material. Okay, let's use this material only. Okay, this material is using camera texture. I'll just remove this camera texture. Okay, so just give me a second. Okay, I have done a wrong thing. Oh, I have imported these assets as a singular assets. That doesn't work, right? I need to import these assets in an animation sequence so that it can appear and we can make this game possible. So what I will do, I'll quickly delete these things. So I can just import I also don't need the camera texture. So I'll just quickly delete it. I go to the material. Okay. And I'll go to again, I'll choose the flat, and I'll choose in the texture option, I'll choose new animation sequence, and here, so you can see the animation sequence is created. I just need emoji. I'll just quickly, give it a nomenclature, choose files. I'll just choose some files for it to show the nomenclature, and here I can just choose these images that I have. So if I just, you can see it's being rendering over here. So if I'll just make it invisible, you can see, okay, size to be a little bit bigger, like this. Okay, this is go with this only. I can just place it right at the size and all. Now I also want this because this is very fast. I can just adjust the FPS frame per second, like how many frames that you can see. Let's understand this likewise. So whenever you are playing with any GIF is something. So what is GIF? You might ask this question to me, like what is GIF? So GIF is something whenever you are, uh, just give me a second, guys. So a GIF is something. It's not GIF is not a video. GIF is a combination of images that are continuously replicate, that are continuously changing. So this is that are in motion, set of images that are in motion. So that is what GIF is, and it is per second, right? To and per second, 20 per second. Now it's going a little bit slow. 5 is not the right thing. I can go with 10. 10 is fine. Adjust, maybe I shouldn't say adjust. I can say this like okay, I'm doing so. I'm not sure if it's lagging. Like, guys, if it's lagging, just let me know in the comment section, because if it is lagging, that it makes no sense teaching right over here, because it will really create an issue for you all. Just let me know if it is lagging or not. Just let me know, guys, if in the comment section if it is lagging for you. Saurav, can anyone let me know if it is now lagging, because I have adjusted this thing and I'm sure it shouldn't lag now. Let me know if it is lagging right now. Perfect, perfect. Now it's working, then it's fine, guys. So yeah, this is what I wanted, because I really don't want I hope my screen is visible. Right. Perfect. So I was telling you about this, like we have set it the intro image and the game image that we have done already. Put a null object. Why? Because when you are sending this to a multi-peer API, when you are sending this to, if I'll just show you this to the multi-peer thing. So this is what it looks like to set a multi-peer thing. I'll just quickly, what it does is, if I just screen tap on it. So if I'll just, so if I'll just click this. So what here is happening right now, it's not doing anything. It's not, if I'll just simulate task, there is nothing happening in the screen. There is nothing happening because I just have only one thing over here, because that is this matching emojis and this effect thing. That is something you can just search this effect thing. I have created this and uploaded this on the Spark hub and Spark, and you can just get this effect thing. And inside this, there is this very basic, logic that has imported, or maybe I have created it a long back ago. And what it is doing is basically it is just setting, it is just making the intro image to work like a game. Okay, so I'll just quickly back to, I was telling you about this multiplayer thing. So what I need is multiplayer send and multiplayer receive. So these are the two things that I need to make this effect working, right? So now the question comes, how, and like there are two things. So you can just put the logic like this. Okay, so if you want me to if you want other person to make a pout or something like this, you can just go for that as well. Otherwise, what you can do is, I need, so you can see, okay, so I have imported this face checker inside the patch editor. Now I will see this and what it looks like. Want this face to maybe mouth open, or maybe smile, or kissing face I can go with. So if I'll just do kissing face, then I'm just making this logic. If I'll just go with kissing face, then it give a pulse to me. Okay, then it give a pulse to me, so I can just add a pulse right over here. And now, so multipeer is sending two signals. Multipeer multipeer API works like this. So you have a signal, and that is encrypted. Because if there are two, so I'll just quickly show you this. So if there is one key, like I have named a key that is named game. So if I'll just, if I'll just give this thing, like if I'll give it a name, send, maybe send signal. And now I'll just copy this thing, and I'll just ask my multipeer receiver to receive a send signal. Now, it there might be a case where some other person has also named it sand signal as well. So how it gonna really understand like from which person this sand signal is coming from, which AR effects while video calling on the internet. So video calling works on UDP packet, right? So your what is happening, so understand this as a signal, understand this nip as a signal. It's already encrypted. It is also giving another layer to it, a pulse pack. So it will just make it a whole pack, and there it will also assign a key to it. So what I will do, I'll just go to the pulse and I'll give it a pulse pack. I'll bound this signal, like if I'm making a kissing face, so it gives a pulse, maybe it gives a signal, and the signal is encrypted using a key, maybe kiss, maybe the this thing, and I'll connect this to this event. I hope you guys are understanding this, terminology that I wanted to try. Like whenever a user makes a kiss face, because not it's not like while we have billions of people in the world and only one person will be making a kiss face around it. Okay, so that is why I have made this. Whenever a person is, if I'm making a kissing face, and that kissing my kissing face is signal is encrypted using this kiss key, and I have used and I have sent it to the multiplayer send, which has a topic, and it is sending it to the, it is broadcasting it over here to a channel, and whosoever is having the same topic as well as the same key will receive the signal. So now what we will do, this multiplayer remains here. First of all, we will just unpack the, we will decode the signal that is coming. The topic has been matched. Here it is also send signal. Here it is also send signal. Now we need to match the key as well, because we have to decrypt the messages. We have encrypted the message with the key case. Now we are decrypting these messages, and we have to use the same key that we have used right over here. Getting it? Now what we can do is, now we are creating a switch. So now here comes the very simple logic. So I'll just make it a switch. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, not okay. I can't connect it from here. I need to connect it from here. So if this is encrypted and the signal has been matched, then turn on, the effect will turn on, and what it will do. So we have this animation sequence that we have made. So I'll just current frame. So we had that effect thing, right? So we have this. So what? Just go to the effect thing. That's it. And I just want a little bit delay in this signal. I just wanted it to be, a little bit 1 or 2 seconds slower. So a duration. So what I will do, I'll quickly add a delay patch as well. So delay, so that the effect needs to be. And if why I'm telling this delay, using this delay, but I'm telling, if after 2 seconds, if the person stops making a kissing face, then turn it off. So this is like a flip flop, a switch that usually so switch is something that we all know what a switch does, right? So it is turning off and turning on. So it is turning on when, the first of all, it is unpacking the signal, then it is turning on the AR effect that is here. It is turning on the game that we have made. Okay. Now the second thing is multiplayer receive. It is turning off after 2 seconds, or whenever, if the kissing phase is not there. Okay, this is what it is doing. Now if I need to test this, so if I just need to test this, so what I will need is, I need to test this AR effect on. I hope this is clear to you all. Okay, so what how will I will do this? Okay, so okay, this is done, this is done, input. Okay, everything is perfect. Yeah. So what I will do is, I'll quickly open Metasparkia player, where I'm gonna run this AR effects. For video calling effect, to run your video calling effects, you need a Metasparkia player, because you can't test or maybe check out like how these AR filters are looking, because you need multiple faces to test, right? So okay, I should save this first. Valentine day. Save. Okay, I have just saved it. Now, what I will do, just give me a second. Okay, because I'm so what I'm gonna do, I'm just going to close the Sparkia Studio for a while, and I'll let's test how our filter is looking. So I'll open the Meta Sparkia player. I'm not running it both of these simultaneously because I'm having some background processes that are running already in the background, and that can create an issue if I just it will lag my system. So that's why I'm not doing it. So for a better perspective, we have made this Valentine Day effect. I'll open this one. Now, I hope this is visible to you all, right? How many polygons can a AR effect handle? So it totally depends. So I have mostly worked with the Meta Sparker Hub, okay, and I have worked in multiple. When it comes to polygon, it totally depends. You can't say it like this. If it is low, I highly recommend while working with the Meta Sparker Hub to be a low poly, because if it goes more than 5,000, it will really create an issue for you. If it really goes above 5,000 and there are multiple polygons that are working simultaneously, you have to pack everything in such a incredible order. You should be master at it. You should master that skill, otherwise it will be a make you won't be able to run your AR filter. So I always go with some, I hardly go any with if it's a 2D or 3D. If it's a 3D as well, I go with something around vertices around 3,000 to 4,000. That is the ideal one that I go with. Okay, now it depends like how many, what kind of AR filter you are building. If you are into multiple things, like if you are making some like if you are making a AR effect where you are creating a virtual room, that then there could be more than 10,000 maybe low polygons, or maybe something like this that could be there. Okay, so I'll quickly assign this some camera thing. Okay, okay. So I just need to change this a little bit because they are going to, are they going to make a pout phase? If they won't make a pout phase, it won't run. And yeah, there is one more issue with the AR effects that you are with this. So these kind of AR effects in the video calling effect, the first one will appear always as the normal. The other will be the mirrored image, and you can't, it. So this is what. So this multiplayer thing is in beta version, and Facebook is working on this. This it will always be a maybe the mirrored image. So you will see, if you will see right over here, this is how let me just change this. Okay, I don't want this to be like this. I just want this to be an issue, because they won't be making a pout faces. So I'll just make it a screen tap. So if the screen taps, then it can the effect can run. So this is how it's gonna work. So recent projects, Valentine Day are effect. Okay, it's here. So I need a patch editor, and I'll just make this a slight change right over here. And let me see if this is going fine or not, because current frame, and I'll make it screen tap or maybe something else. Back to main, and instead of this, I can add a mount open, and if the person opens the mouth. So I can just test this. So yeah, it's if the person opens the mouth, it is working. Turn on effect. Yes. So perfect. Now if I'll just preview this in the Metasparkia player. So what I will do, I'll just choose this as my camera, and now if I'll just trigger this, okay, okay, there is some issue with the effect thing. Perfect. So if I am just opening my mouth, so whosoever is opening the mouth, suppose me as well. If I am opening my mouth, then for the next person the effect will appear. So this is how it works. So you can see there are three participants, but you can see only two over here because the first participant is me. I'm the user. I'm the user. Second participant is boy. Maybe we can call him Fred, and the second part is Alexa. So Fred. So whenever the Alexa opens her mouth, the AR effect will work for Alex, for Fred, and me. When Fred opens his mouth, the AR effect will work for Alexa and for me. And when I will open the mouth, because the AR effect will work for both of them, like this. So but there is just a simple logic error. I just so this is how you can just simply create a maybe a Valentine effect to match the game or maybe whatsoever or whatnot. So it is totally depends. And if I'll just change this, because to at least four, I guess, because I can connect it like this. And in the effect thing, which enable randomize, enrich, and the current frame. Perfect. So this is how you can just simply make a AR effect and make a uh, publish it. Now what I'm gonna do is I'll just quickly close this, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna publish it to the Spark Hub and submit it for my submissions. Not for my submissions. I'll just quickly Meta Spark Player desktop. I'm just so I hope you guys all know how to publish AR effects. I'm also telling you how to publish the AR effect. Still, I assume you guys are already aware of this, but Until then, if I can see any questions are over there. So yeah, this is addressed. This is addressed. Okay, okay, perfect. Then yeah, we can create logo. So for the logo thing, what we can do is I'll ask the team to quickly drop. Maybe it's totally up to your choice if you want to put a logo or maybe some. It's fine for this hackathon. For maybe you can put a logo in the thumbnail or so, or maybe you can just animate it in such a manner that you can just make something good out of it. Maybe in some some different manner. So Pluto's one, or maybe so you can just make a planet kind of. So that's totally up to your choice. Maybe you can just make something around the Pluto, or maybe I'm not sure how we will show. It's totally depends on your idea. Out of a planet, there are two people who are enjoying their Valentine on Pluto. So this could be an idea. There is a planet you can make where people are enjoying and can name the planet Pluto. So this is what could be the idea. And uh, using pulse, you can just use the trigger options, because this a pulse usually triggers because it gives. So it totally depends. Suppose if you want to trigger, if you want to open the mouth openness, so it totally depends how much openness, like if 0.1, 0.5, 0.05, how much openness you are. So it is triggering you. Use the pulse pack, you can use this. And it is necessary. Yeah, no, it is not necessary, Tanu, to publish using the Metaspark here. And how many polygons? So polygons, vertices, I had majorly go with 500 around vertices. Polygon around 50 or so, because not more than that, because 200 polygons is always a limit, right? So you shouldn't exceed it. But I usually go with at least I just always prefer low poly models, and I hardly do, because it creates an issue while publishing. At least in Metaspark, and I'm not talking about Lens Studio, but it does creates an issue while making an AR effect in Metaspark a lot. And if it's multi-purify, then it's mind crusher. And if anyone has any, and yeah, the last thing is you have. So I was telling you this last thing. So you can just give it a unique name. You can just file is here. You can just. And now this thing has been changed, so make sure you have to publish it in the right account. The Facebook has changed its policies, so you can just paste it on your Facebook account or your Instagram account. Totally depends on your choice. Okay, now because the Facebook is also implementing login using an Instagram account in the Spark, yeah. So that is why this option is coming. Okay, so video calling is open. Categories, you can choose anyone. And video file, you can create a video using this AR filter, using by sending a test link to your Instagram by while video calling someone, to your friend or some or whatnot, and you can just paste it right over here. Thumbnail, as I already told you, you can use a thumbnail right over here and it's totally fine. Okay, and submit your AR effect. Now here comes the most important thing. Make sure you register for the hackathon, and while you need to fill your effect ID, your owner ID, and all these things while filling your details. So whenever, so this is the if I'll just show you this up. So this is the link where you need to publish your AR effect. Okay, your Valentine Day effect. So make sure you do it right over here. And guys, I have seen a very common practice in the hackathon, because I have been mentoring all these Spark hackathons that has been going in past few years, and I've seen people sending the test link or maybe the unapproved link. Don't put the unapproved link in the comment section, because make sure multiple times that your effect link is working. Because if you are, don't try to submit at the last moment. Try to submit right now, because you have more than enough days. You have 10 plus days to submit your AR effect. Don't wait for the last minute, because if the effect won't get published, then you will submit your test link or whatnot, then it will creates an issue in multiple AR effects. And if you have that option that you need can, so suppose if you are using an iPhone, and just make sure to test your AR effect in an Android as well. Because if the person who is testing the AR effect is using an Android or an iPhone, then that could be the issue, because your effect might not work with Android. This is the issue that I have seen. That's why I'm telling you. So make sure you keep these issues in your mind. And that's it from my side. If anyone has any question, any doubt, then let me know. Otherwise, let's end this workshop right over here. and I see this as no. So perfect, guys. Thank you guys for joining. I'm looking forward for submissions. There are some really cool prizes for Pluto's one and reskill. Yeah, reskill. So you just make sure to publish your AR effect, really cool AR effect, and you can use any platform to submit your AR effect for the hand trigger thing. Yeah, sure. Let me just search for the. Okay, so yeah, just give me a second. I can see if that is available in the YouTube channel, because I have seen one YouTube channel that is really cool YouTube channel, because that I hope you know Naveen Upadhyay is one of the best creator in India, and he has taken on a school of AR programming through the reskill only. So let me see if has he has done the hand tracking capability or not. I'm sure he has done it, but let's check it once again. And yeah, Saurav, let me tell you this very important thing. So if you are using hand tracking capability, plane tracking capability, these things are really considered. Hand tracking capability is always be prioritized in all these competitions, because it is very, maybe it's a little bit tough to use. That's why these capabilities are prioritized. So if I'll just give you the playlist link, so just give me a second. I'm just searching for the resources so that skeleton animation. Yes. We have this over here. So guys, those who wants to explore AR, or maybe especially this Spark yeah more, super incredible series that I've ever gone through. This is the so to be very honest, this is my starting point when I have started with school of my AR journey with Metaspark. So Naveen Upadhyay is one of the best creator, and he explains very well, very well. So this is the video that you can refer in YouTube for the hand tracking capability. Okay, so this is the thing that you can refer to. I highly recommend to watch the entire playlist later after this competitions get over, in order to explore the Sparkia move, because Naveen Upadhyay has really done a great job in curating all these videos. So just check out these videos for sure. And the community is always there. You can just ask your doubts anytime. This is the superb link that you can just go with. And don't try to, and just one more tip from my side, don't try to cluster multiple capability in just one AR effect. Try to make it more simple so that everyone can understand it, because those who will be judging your AR effects, right, they are not, they are not the AR creators. Some of them will be maybe the CEOs or CTOs of any company. They have no idea about the AR filter. So just keep this while participating in any hackathon, keep this in your mind, like what kind of who is your target audience, like to whom you are showing it. This is a tip from my side. Don't try to cluster everything in a single AR effect. Just make a basic one, and it should look good. It should give a really great feel. It should be clean. Your AR effects needs to be clean, super clean. Yeah, and that's what I can prefer. This is what you can do, guys. And just to give an idea, I have seen one if I can share you that link as well, just give me a second. I'm gonna share you that link as well. I have seen the Facebook group one really great AR effect for the that you can make for the Valentine week, maybe, because that is something really fascinating I have seen today. So let me search for this. If I'm able to find that link over here, just give me a second. And if you have any doubt, let me know in the comment section. I'm just looking for that link. So Oh, that might be in the. Okay. Uh, where is this AR filter that I have seen today? So, guys, there is one AR filter that I have seen today that is regarding, if two people. So that is something like the if two peoples are. Maybe I'm not able to find it. If I can see it like this, if two peoples are, there is one. There is a simple heart over here on the cheeks, and if two people uh, in the same frame are coming, then it is just making it's just emitting to a single heart. So this is something kind of thing that I've seen in the Metasparkia community. You can just check out the group right over here. I'm not sure, I'm not able to locate that link, that post that I have seen today, but that could be a really great AR effect if you guys can circle around it. And yeah, thanks for joining in. And if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, I'm just sharing my LinkedIn profile right over here. I do a lot of stuff in cloud, in technical word, in web development, and all these things. And I just try a little bit on this hands-on part on this Spark here as well. So this is what I do. So thank you guys. Thank you for joining in. It was really insightful for me as well to be here. And I hope to see you everyone very soon. And best of luck for your AR effects, guys. Thank you guys. Bye bye. See you soon. Bye everyone. Bye Saurav. Bye everyone.